Okay, so we are doing our mock exam. All right, so let's start now. I am looking at your responses. Okay, let's see. So far, let me see. Question 1 seems pretty okay. Question 2, okay. Question 1, 4, and 6 seems pretty okay. Now, come, let's look at the questions. An outer ring of the stem between positions X and Y of a plant is removed. Okay, so the tubes which carry food between positions X and Y are removed. So they already told you the tubes which carry food. Okay, while the tubes that carry water remain in the stem. So the tube that carry water remain in the stem. Okay, so water can still move upwards, right? From the roots to the leaves, to the flowers, and all other parts. Now, thank you, Emma. Okay. So over here, what is the answer? Answer is actually pretty obvious, right? Okay, because you know that food is being made by the leaves. Okay, so food will be made because of photosynthesis. Then the food will actually travel upwards as well as downwards. This we know. Okay, it can only be transported through the food carrying tube. So the food can move up, the food can move down, but when it comes to this portion here, this part of the plant, the sugar or the food gets stuck there. Clear? Get stuck there. So what will happen? This part will then swell up. So become more and more swollen. Okay? Because the food is actually stuck at this part. So this part of the plant will bulge out. How does it look like? Okay? Answer is actually A. Okay? It will bulge out over here because food is made in the leaf and then it comes downwards, right? So the food is trying to get to the roots, but it couldn't. Okay, but then over the bottom part, because water can still flow upwards, right? There is no sugar that is being formed at the bottom part of the plant. So no food will be transported upwards. Clear? Okay, so there is nothing, okay, to accumulate at this section. It stays the way it is, flat. Any question here? Okay, so answer is A. So this is actually the accumulation. You may write this down of sugar. Sugar or food. Food that is made during photosynthesis. Gordon, yours is here. Yes, your answer is here. Okay, I have not put it into the Excel, into the Google Sheet. It's still on my Excel. Okay. Question 2, Natalie conducted an experiment using the following setups. Okay, so setup A, setup B, setup C, you can see that, okay, you have a key here. Key is like certain info you need to take note of for the diagrams. Okay, so this diagram, the dotted line represents the cut points on the plant stem. Then if you take a look, setup A, all leaves were removed. Setup B, all leaves are intact. And then for setup C, some of the leaves were removed. They are all placed in a container with water mixed with red dye. Okay, and then the root seems to be pretty much the same for all setup. So she is observing for the presence of water mixed with red dye on the cut surfaces. What is she trying to find out? What do you think? What is she trying to find out? Okay, actually question 2 is not an issue. Question 2 seems to be okay also. Not as many people got it wrong. Okay, what is she trying to find out? Do you think she's trying to find out if the stem transports water from the roots to the leaves? You think so? No. What is she trying to find out? Is it that the size of the leaves affects ability of a plant to make food? Has it got to do with making food at all? Okay, no. Okay, number of leaves of a plant affects how quickly water moves up the stem. Actually, it is this one. Okay, the answer is this. Presence of roots affect, but all has got the same amount of roots. So we'll cross this out. Okay. Now, the stem transports water from the roots to the leaves. In this case, all of them will actually, the change variable is the leaves. Very good. Okay, very good. Gordon, you already noted that. Okay, so the change variable is actually number of leaves. Everything else remain constant. Well done. Okay, stem also cut equally for all. Okay, so number of leaves is actually the change variable. So something to do with the leaves, right? So therefore, okay, in this particular question here, the option showing the number of leaves, okay, is shown in option C. Now, the fact is, when you have more leaves on a plant, water will travel up the plant, okay, gets transported up the plant faster. Do you know why? Anybody can make a guess. The more leaves there are, the faster the water gets transported into the roots via the water carrying tubes up to the leaves. Do you know why?
More water is needed for more leaves.
More water is needed for more leaves. Okay, that is part of the reason, not entirely all. Okay, now let me ask you one thing, right? Yeah, more leaves make more food, Yunxian. Yes, that is not entirely wrong. Yes, that is also partially right. There's another factor, and you are going to learn this in secondary school, but Mei is going to teach you today. Okay, but you don't have to write that in your exam, but it's something additional which is very helpful. Now, can you tell me what are the things that you found that you can find on a leaf? If I give you a piece of leaf, right? What can you tell me about the leaf? It is green, yes. So it has chlorophyll, yes. Very good. I see the important word now, stomata. What happens at the stomata? What happens? Okay, yeah, some of you write down tiny openings. Yes, that's a stomata. Yep, it allows gaseous exchange, right? So very good. So carbon dioxide, oxygen can come in and go out, right? What else? Is it just oxygen and carbon dioxide? What else? Water vapor. Water vapor only leaves the liver. It doesn't go into the liver. Must know this. Water only enters the plant via the roots, through the roots. Okay, water only enters the plant through the roots, but water is lost in the form of water vapor through stomata. Write it down. Okay. Right, so the leaves has got stomata, right? So this is where water is lost in the form of water vapor. So when water is lost from the leaves, the plant still need to take water somewhere. Where will it get the water from? It will be getting the water from the roots, right? So that's why the roots will then take in more water to be transported upwards, okay, to the leaves. So there must be some replacement. You lose some water, then you must get some water from somewhere. So for the plant, when water is being lost in the form of water vapor, it is going to get more water from the container. Okay, that's why you're going to see the red color becoming more obvious. okay, through the stem and eventually up. Even the leaves will then turn red, okay? It will turn red because water is moving upwards, and then the color dye, the red dye here, will indicate the movement. So in this case, because it has got more leaves, so more water loss, therefore the water move up faster. Are we following each other? Yes or no? Yeah. More leaves means there are more water loss. No. Will the water that's lost also be red? The red pigment, the red dye will get stuck in the leaves. It cannot vaporize out. Otherwise, it's quite scary, you know. You see the leaf are giving out red color stuff. That will happen in our horror movie, right? And you have the woo kind of sound coming out. Yeah, or in our imagination. It won't happen. Only water vapor will escape. Yeah. Not that, Gordon. Okay, don't think of that. Yeah, don't scare yourself.
Miss
Mm-hmm.
Miss, I'm actually having my dinner. I will actually be listening, but I will be turning off my video. Exactly.
Okay, Laika, I'm not able to hear you clearly. Can you type into the chat so that I can see? Yeah, the connection seems to be quite bad. You type into the chat, okay? So I can read. If you can't turn on the camera, it's okay. Don't worry at all. All right, I think your connection is bad. Okay, but I see Felix, are you, Adam, Jaden, you guys are not turning on the camera. Adam, you must turn on the camera, remember? Yeah. Okay, can I go on now? So in secondary school, what will you learn? What is the special term for this effect? Okay, that means water is lost via the leaves, right? And then water enters from the bottom. Okay, this kind of effect, because of water loss, so more water goes from the roots to the leaves, is called, let me change them in color. Transpiration pool. So it's like pulling the water upwards. Like drinking from a straw. When you are drinking from the straw, you suck up the water comes from the bottom of the straw, right? The container. Yeah, so this is the kind of pool it is having over here. Sure, Laika, no problem. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you for telling me. Next question. Oops. Why am I jumping up and down? Okay, I mean my slides jumping up and down. Question 3. Siti made the following statements about a plant. The anther produces pollen grains. The ovary of the flower develops into seeds. The flower appears before the fruit. The flower has to be germinated to become a fruit. So which of the statements are correct? You should know by now. Okay, you should know by now. Answer is, I think question 3 is not a problem. Yeah, question 3. Not a problem at all. Okay, yeah, answer is B. That's right. So statement A, statement A and statement C. Correct or not? Am I right? Yeah, very good. Okay, so let's go on. Nothing much to explain there. Seeds X, Y, and Z from a plant are placed under the conditions as shown. So you have the seeds here, X, Y, Z. Then there's water, air, light, temperature. Which seed can germinate? Tell me about germination. What are the factors for germination? Quickly, come. Okay, to the chat. All right, yeah. Very good. Yeah. Oh, Hadi, we usually type into the chat. Yeah. Otherwise, if we have too many students unmuting and then giving their answers, wow, it can be quite messy. Okay, so that's what we practice actually. All right, so good. We have the wow factors. So wow factors, WOW